Hi there, have you checked the new Stencil or Charming Delight? Come join me and I'll show you a fun idea on how to use it to make your memory keeping layouts pop. See you in a bit. Hi there, and welcome to a new episode of Inspired by a Card with Natalie. Today we're going to be working with the new Stencil Arts Charming Delight, and I also have the add-on to create a new memory keeping layout. And I'm going to show you a few ideas on how you can make it pop. And we're going to start with our inspiration. This card here is from the latest blog, actually from via Blog Up. This is from our guest designer Raquel Santistiute, and she created this beautiful card. So I am actually going to use the idea, but I'm going to use the colors that are predominant in the picture to create my flowers. If you look at the picture, there's a lot of blue. So I'm going to use the new set of Blue Mountain Fresh Dye ink to actually create my flowers. So I'm going to follow the numbering of the stencils to create my flowers, and I'm going to go from the lightest color to the darkest color. All I'm going to do is use my mini ink blending brush. I'm going to dip it, kind of go on top of my ink pad, and then go in a circular motion on top of the stencil. That's going to deposit the ink, creating the flower. And because the stencil has like the notched image of the floral, it's easy to layer. So once I get all my all my blue parts ready of the flower, I'm gonna go with the yellow. For that, I am using a Pocketful and Sunshine, just because there's like that kind of rich yellows. To add a little bit of extra depth of like that in between color, I'm going to use a little bit of Citronelle from the Wood Warbler set. And then for the greens, I'm actually going to use forest trails because I wanted that kind of warm but like intense greens. So you're gonna see all I'm doing is just following the stencils as they are numbered from 1 to 6. There's 6 stencils in this set, and it creates the most beautiful florals. Now to go into those like the little centers of the yellow florets, I am actually gonna use my micro ink blending tools, just because there's little tiny details, and having the smaller brush just helps you get to all those little nooks and crannies. Once I have it ready, I'm gonna bring the Stencil Art Charming Delight add-on die to just cut it. I created 2 images. You only saw me do 1, but I created 2. So once I have it ready, I'm actually gonna start giving you like an idea how I'm gonna build that. Nothing makes your layout pop more than a grid. So to create, I'm going to kind of follow or copy some of the ideas that Raquel used for her card, and she actually used the mega stamp frame die set to create kind of for frames for cards. So I'm going to use the same idea to help me create the grid. So I cut 2 of the large frames and 3 of the smaller frames. So what I'm going to glue the 2 large ones. I'm going to stack them and glue them. That's going to add a little bit of dimension, but also make it a little bit sturdier. I'm also cut 3 of the smaller ones. I am going to repeat the process by gluing 2 of them together. Kind of going to stack them together. Again, that's going to add dimension, and that is going to help me make them sturdier. Now the third one, because as you see right now, I'm trying to build my grid on my page, and I'm going to cheat a bit. I'm going to talk to you about that too. Is instead of having like at the bottom I have, I think it's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. My paper is, I'm gonna say maybe 6 by 4. It would be ideal for me. So I'm going to move my flower at the bottom towards the left of the page to kind of make up for that space. And then to make up for the space at the top of the page, I'm going to take the third little frame that I actually created, and I'm going to fold it in half and glue it together. That is going to mimic the same dimension of the other frames, but it's just going to give me a little half of the frame, which is all that I need to just make up the difference in the space and kind of fill up my grid. So you're going to see that, like I said, a grid is a good thing for your design. Now, if you look at the card that Raquel created, she added quite a bit of texture behind the frame using one of the new embossing folders. She used the geometric hexagons. I don't want to add dimension because remember, this is going in one of my albums, but I do want to add texture. So I am going to use the Honeycomb Daisies cover die to actually create kind of a backing piece for my frames. So you're gonna see I'm cutting everything out of white cardstock. That's another key. I want to keep it as white as I can because I want the flowers and the picture to pop, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make it pop. So I'm backing my frames with the die cut from the Honeycomb Daisies die frame. So sorry, die, not die frame, die, sorry. So I'm gonna glue it to the back of my frame, and then I'm just gonna cut the excess. I'm gonna do that for the larger frame and just for the half frame. The little the medium frame, let's call it like that, that's where my lines with journal are gonna sit. So now that I have my pieces together, it's time to build my grid. So for this, I am actually going to use a ruler. I'm just kind of auditioning where everything is going to sit. So once I know where everything is going to sit, I am going to go ahead and glue it. I'm going to start with my picture. That's going to sit on the top right corner of my layout. My paper is 7 inches in width by 8.5 in height, but I'm going to glue my picture around a quarter of an inch from the top, an inch from the right. Once I have that, I'm going to set the big frame at the bottom, again, a quarter of an inch from the bottom at the same side, or the same side of the picture. Now when it came to the little frames, I'm going to set them around 1/2 inch from the left hand side of the page. The one is going to be right at the top, and I'm going to make sure that the middle frame sits at the same level as my picture. So I have my grid. Like I said before, my larger stamp frame at the bottom, it's a little bit smaller what you would consider a regular grid. So you want it to be like nice and straight. So I'm going to have to cheat a little bit of this. So you're going to see that I'm going to put the larger floral right on the left of the frame, and that's going to hide a little bit of the edge. Now remember, like I said, I created 2 florals, 2 of the Stencil Art Charming Delight florals. I am going to actually separate the flowers of the second one that I created, and you're gonna see that I'm gonna glue it at the top right corner of the half little frame that I put at the top of my page, and I'm gonna glue it in place, and then I'm gonna trim the excess. But once you see what I'm doing is I'm creating, if you're gonna look at the picture at the top, and then you look at the picture, you look at the floral at the top, and then you look at the picture like that's right below it, and then you look at the floral at the bottom, it creates a line. So your eye is gonna move right through the page, and that's why I'm keeping everything white. Everything that has color, it's what is gonna pop on you. That's what's gonna make it pop. It's all about creating a lot of contrast on your background. So I'm going with a lot of white. I'm putting everything in a grid, so everything has a determined space to sit, and everything that's gonna pop is like a line of blue. So you see the line of blue that's created between the flowers? That's all I wanted to pop. And then just to create my title, I'm actually gonna use some of the blue crystals, glitter cardstock, and I'm using the fine line die set, fine line alpha, die set to create the word today. I cut it out of 2 colors of the glitter cardstock, and I'm going to offset them a little bit when I glue them together, just to create a little bit of a shadow. I'm adding one of the Essential Sentiments hard foil set, the word hello. I'm going to trim it a bit just so it says hello today. And just to finish, you're going to see that I'm going to add a few of the clear enamel dots, and I added one of the Periwinkle enamel dot hearts, just to one of the phrase stickers that I had for my stash. I love what this turned out. Like I said, the idea of making this pop is all about where you place your things. In this case, I am creating a little line between all the florals and my picture. Everything is remaining white, even though there's texture, and then my title is kind of in between with a little bit of glitter just to make it pop. And I hope you like this. As always, you can check all the details on the blog, and if you have any questions or comments, don't forget to contact me. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more beautiful content, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello there, crafty friend, Lydia here. Just popping in to say that you can get your daily dose of crafting tips, techniques and tutorials just like this by subscribing to the Altenew YouTube channel. All you need to do is click on that little bell up there and you will never miss a video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.